How do players deal as a group with players leaving?
Ultimately it's hard, but really, if you have a really good football team and you're really close, most of the time that you talk to them prior to it happening, and you understand, you have a little bit of empathy for them. So there's no grudges, and there's no hard feelings about it. We understand how it is, and especially with the dramatic change. If there hadn't been such a dramatic change, it might be a little bit different. But it's just kind of how college football is now. And it's kind of sad to see those guys go, but at the same time, ultimately, we still have 120 guys on the team, and you can't just say that one or two people absolutely make the team. So we have a whole lot to play for. Just as a couple guys leave, we'll get a couple new guys in, and ultimately, I think that you can't make someone stay and play. So if their heart's not in it, then you'd be better off finding someone with less talent and letting them play 100%.
Josh was saying that it made him work harder. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. It does give you a little bit of sense that more of the responsibility falls on you, not only as a leader to lead the group, but also to make plays and to work harder and things like that. So ultimately, it does bring more responsibility on us. But I think it's a challenge. And I think it's a good challenge. I'm ready to accept.
How's the summer been treating you?
They've been rough on us, but that's how it's supposed to be. So it's been great. A lot of guys are finishing classes. I think we're still doing really good in school. Mike and his staff have been pushing us really hard, probably harder than we've ever been pushed. I think Coach Brown's got us on a really strict regiment that is going to end up paying off, in late December, early January.
What's been rough about it?
It's just been a complete culture shock. I mean, not only from the coaching change, but Mike's trying some new things out. We're here twice a day, every day, and a lot of it's just player practices. We are holding these practices and we are running them and structuring them in a way that I think that we are improving by ourselves a lot more than we would do just having the little bit of time with the coaches that we get. So I think it's harder because it's more time. It's harder because we're outside all day. And like this morning we squatted, and we're going to get ready to go back out there, and we're going to do agility stations. So just that, volume over time accumulates, and everybody's tired. But ultimately it's going to pay off, because I know that what Mike and his staff have and what Coach Brown has, I know that their method works, and everybody's just got to buy in and trust the process.
How different is that from summers in the past?
Mike and his staff are always the same. They keep improving, and obviously things get harder. He never has the same regiment, but what you expect from Mike Joseph, you're always going to get. What you expect from his staff, you're always going to get. They're always going to push you. They're always going to be tough. Lots of heavy lifting, lots of running, and they're not going to let up. And so that's something that you can always rely on, and that's never going to change. And I think that's why we're consistently as good as we are.
A lot of pundits over the summer are saying this team lacks star power. What would be your response to that?
Star power is great. I get that, and it's a big, wow factor for the crowd. But ultimately, does one person win a football game? No. Does two people win a football game? No. It helps. It really does help. But having one or two people, that doesn't matter. What makes a team, the reason it's a team, is it takes multiple people to win a game. So ultimately, all the hype about not having this and not having that and not as much star power, I don't really play into that. Really, what it means to me is the closer that you are as a unit, because in reality, like, if you got three of whoever you want or four of whoever you want on the D-line, ultimately Coach Leslie's going to roll in 10 or 12 guys a game. And, you can only play 30, 40 snaps before you're gassed. And, one guy might not be as talented as the other, but if he's playing at 100% and the better guy's playing at 80, you might as well play the guy at 100%. So ultimately this is a collective team game. You can't play it and you can't win it with one or two people.
Leadership-wise, a lot of guys were saying in the spring, Kenny was at the back end of the defense, one of those leaders. What have you seen as far as people trying to fill that void?
So ultimately I think that it's one of those things where we've been in a position where Kenny's had a lot of playing time, and he's always been someone there for us. But what that makes everybody else do is step up. So maybe not denote one person as leader, but have that entire safety group and have that entire back end corners, even linebackers. It's a collective accountability deal. It's not just one person leaves and everybody loses their mind and scrambles. Really, I think that it kind of helps, because like I said, it makes the responsibility fall on you more so. So I think everybody in that room, when they left, it's just like, okay, well, we're gonna have a season. We're playing. August 31st is rolling around, and so who's gonna do it? It's got to be me. It's got to be whoever it is. And so I think everybody stepped up. I think that collectively as a unit, they're getting the job done.